All new at 11, lawmakers demand answers after our investigation reveals the state kept 80% of hepatitis A cases involving food service workers a secret. And now a local mom is speaking out tonight after her son, who worked in a local restaurant, nearly died from the virus. She's accusing health officials of failing to investigate.
Within like day 2, they were talking about a liver transplant.
Renee Hall's son, Jesse Raffensperger, was a healthy and active 21-year-old until he was diagnosed with hepatitis A last year.
He got very sick.
But Renee says the Manatee County Health Department never investigated her son's case.
The county has never contacted him about it. They attempted once when he was in intensive care and almost incapacitated, but they've never contacted him since.
Even worse, she says health officials never followed up with his job.
Jesse worked at a restaurant, and yet the county never even acknowledged where he worked at, did any kind of investigation, nothing. They kept it quiet.
A dirty dining investigation uncovered restaurant workers testing positive for hepatitis A, but the state's Surgeon General keeping most of those restaurants a secret from customers.
Only about 20% of situations where a food service worker has hepatitis A has resulted in a patron notification.
The admission has lawmakers calling for more transparency.
And it's always important for us to let the public know about any epidemics that we're facing.
State Senator Lori Berman says the health department should release more information about where deaths and infections are happening.
I think that's part of their job, and I think they have an obligation to let us know what is going on in the communities.
She's not the only one demanding answers.
I think the duty and the obligation to inform us is paramount here. It's the right thing to do.
Congressman Charlie Crist says the health department is not doing its job by only warning the public about 20% of the hepatitis A cases in restaurant workers.
Yeah, what about the 80% of the other people? I mean, my gosh, why wouldn't you not be honest with them? Why would you not be forthcoming? Just tell the truth. Let people know so they can protect themselves.
Crist sent a letter to the Surgeon General demanding more transparency on the coronavirus cases and says he believes the state is withholding information on outbreaks like hepatitis A to protect Florida's tourism industry at the expense of public health.
It's troubling. I mean, if you're trying to protect an industry and you do so with a potentially lethal situation, how do you explain that? How do you justify that? Money over people? What's that about?
Meanwhile, Renee wants to put an end to the government secrecy surrounding hepatitis A cases and deaths.
As contagious as it is and as horrendous as it was for my family, it's very wrong.
She believes it's the only way to end the outbreak in Florida.
If there's one person that's affected at one restaurant, the only way they're going to contain it is to let the public know.
Meanwhile, I reached out to the health department's communications director about the critical remarks from Congressman Crist and others, but still have not heard back. I also reached out to the Manatee County Health Department's communications director. He, too, has not responded. Also on a special section of abcactionnews.com right now, and also on our free mobile app, we have all of our reporting on the hepatitis A epidemic. You can also watch me confront the state Surgeon General and see how he attempts to avoid my line of questioning about the state working in secret.